What's up, guys? Welcome back to Spoiled Ryan TV. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Um, this video scared me. I always had like this notion in the back of my head that a lot of these gangs out here, regardless of their ethnicity or their origin, were pure evil. Because what motivates someone to kill someone who pretty much looks exactly like them, or is a part of their same, racial group, social group, cultural group? You know, why would they kill someone who's pretty much, you know, their distant cousin? You know, why would they do that? I couldn't think of a reason, you know, and this whole gang culture, this whole uh, violence or violent culture is becoming more and more acceptable, especially if you want to get into the entertainment business or the entertainment industry. It's become mainstream. Like they're glorifying killing your own people. You know, all these rappers out here and other musicians, because not all former gang members or people who are connected to a gang go into rap. They go into other forms of music. But you know what I'm trying to say. The industry itself is just corrupt, and you know they're perpetuating this lifestyle or trying to advertise this lifestyle like it's cool and it's what you should do. It's like you want to be a real man or a real nigga. I'm gonna get flagged. I know, man. I gotta stop. I'm being a little bit too authentic here. You want to be a real brother. Or, like I should stay with this. A real man. I'm gonna try my best not to say the N word in this video. If you're gonna be a real man, you have to do this. You have to do that. You have to join this gang. You have to kill this guy. You have to rob these people. You gotta set up this guy. It goes on and on forever. And I always, like I said, even when I was a kid, I always wondered, you know, why these guys would do this. Why are they out here, taking each other's lives like this? And I came to the conclusion one day after watching a specific movie that I want to talk about a little bit, after this review's over, or whenever I get to it, because I don't want to set a schedule to this. I'm a bit spontaneous. Uh, that it has to be the genesis of this lifestyle or these types of organizations has to be evil. It has to be the spawn of something evil. And this video right here, a Blood Gang member talks about satanic or ritual prayers, satanic ritual prayers. Just really, just bring it all home. Yeah, this is. Immediately upon seeing the title, I was like, that makes sense. So again, this I don't have any proof that this guy's in the Blood Gang. I don't have any proof that this is a real video. Like the people in the video aren't trolling, but I want to go ahead with the notion that this is authentic. This is real. That the person here is actually a member of the Blood Gang or a gang, and he practiced or used to practice these satanic rituals. While he was in the organization or while he was in this gang, and the devil itself. A lot of conspiracy theorists out there have said that all these gang signs that these kids are throwing up or these men are throwing up, while they're in these gangs or within these, these crews are ancient, like secret society symbols or ancient secret society hand gestures that have been, reincorporated into the gang's language. So I guess the question is how did all these gang members who probably, very rarely read or aren't interested in that specific culture or that specific field of study, how did they learn all these symbols? And a lot of them are saying that they were taught how to do this by the elites and then released into their communities to start all these, organizations. But this is that's a bit, that's taking it in a whole another direction. I don't know about all that. You guys can do research for yourself. There's hundreds of thousands of videos out there talking about, you know, how all these games are connected and how they use all these ancient like secret society symbols or Illuminati symbols that date back to, before there were even books. But I want to focus here on what this guy's actually saying, and the rituals he used and how he went about his day or his daily routine while he was in the gang, and what he would try to speak into existence using magic and spells and all these different other forms of occultism, if I'm using that word correctly. Let's go ahead and start this video now.
Trust and disloyalty, you know what I'm saying? Fuck they whole structure off. So yeah, when I was a young nigga, I don't want to put the homie name out there. He resting in peace anyway now. But he kind of introduced me to some shit that was a little dark side. It's a little evil. We was on some satanic worship shit. And I was actually doing that for, man, about maybe 7-8 years. I was heavy into the satanic worship. My mom and my family thought I was crazy and shit, I'm talking to the preachers left and right, asking is heaven open for niggas like me? And they can't even give me an answer, you know what I'm saying? And if you ask me how I got in this shit, man, I can honestly say I just wanted power at a young age. I wanted to be balling like the rest of the niggas. I don't want to be out here on no struggle nigga shit. So if a nigga tell me the easiest way to fame is to commit myself to Satan, at that point in my life, that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. And I don't have no regrets on doing that because it made me who I am. Man, I've seen a lot of shit. When you worship the devil, you don't see shit the normal niggas see. And I always tell the homies that niggas be playing this shit, saying, oh, there ain't no God, there ain't no devil. Okay, that's bull. You want to know? I'm telling any nigga right now, if you want to know on Bloods, on Lanes, if God or the devil is real, worship the devil. And you're going to find out how real this shit is, my nigga. Man, you probably look at me like an animal if I was to tell you the kind of shit that we was doing just to gain recognition from Satan. And the first thing Satan wants you to do is denounce the Holy Ghost, which is considered the number one sin in the Bible, the number one unforgivable sin in the Bible. If any nigga study the Bible knows that, and that's fucked up to hearing that for a nigga like me. I did all of that over and over, numerous times, blasphemy against the Holy Ghost. So I always be thinking sometimes like low key, if there is a heaven or a hell, I'm already on my way down, Speaking for me and my crowd, like I said, I'm not gonna put no names out there because that's something I don't know if everybody want to disclose the fact that they done played with the devil. A nigga rather tell you he didn't fuck the nigga in his butt or snitched on paperwork before I'm just telling you, niggas. And when I told the homies I was doing my interview, my little crowd that I, got on with the dark side with, niggas like, don't put my name out there. That was back then. And I'm going to respect that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to respect that because I don't give a fuck, though. I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. But when you caught up in that satanic shit, it's like every day you want to purposely do something to hurt a motherfucker or kill a motherfucker. Or every day your main focus is to go shoot or hurt somebody.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like what? Like I always thought, like, what motivated these guys to be so evil? Like, what motivated them to do that? How did they have that darkness inside of them? How did they were able to do all these horrible things? Like, how do you do that? And now I'm starting to learn why. And I also want to like point out how he was saying that there was so many other people that were doing these satanic rituals with him, but he didn't want to. He doesn't want to put their name out there. He doesn't want to like put them on blast like that. So it really makes you think like how many of these guys are they're in the industry now that have blown up and are like mainstream rappers or mainstream entertainers. How many of them were doing stuff like this back in the day, or who are still doing it right now? You really gotta think.
Because you want to absorb the motherfucking energy from your enemies. You know what I'm saying? Period. It's like my nigga Sinister used to tell me for Swans, rest in peace. You want to absorb the energy from your enemies. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we was on. We was on the real dark side, the left. They call it the left hand. You know what I'm saying? In the satanic circles, it's called the left hand. You got the right hand, which is the godly walk, which was half of society, professed to walk, and then you got the left hand path where niggas like me was caught up in. You know what I'm saying? But I would never go back on that shit, man. And if they do say Jesus forgive everything, then I hope you forgive a nigga now, I was doing a seance in my room one night, doing a blood sacrifice, and I was invoking the spirit world, saying my chants and all that. And out of nowhere, the whole motherfucking bed in my room literally like yanked off the wall. I'm talking about it took like 8 niggas to carry this bed in the first place. The shit was one of those big wood, heavy, thick ass beds, man. It scared me so much, man. I jumped out the bed, ran, fell all in my room, was trying to cut the. I knew it was some demonic shit. The feeling, I done had motherfucking crab niggas draw down on me with pistols. I done had niggas shoot at me dead brain range, so I know what the feeling feel like when you about to die. I know exactly what it feel like, and that's exactly how I felt in that room. And there was no reason for me to be feeling like that, because we always pray to the 13th candle. We always do the same shit in the satanic rituals. For some reason, when that night while I was doing this ritual, I think God kind of maybe pulled his little aura away from me and let me see just how real Satan is. And it got real. He tried to manifest in my bedroom, period. Nigga, and I wasn't on not one motherfucking drug. Nothing lanes. I was sitting in the bed sober, nigga. This is real shit coming from me though.
And that was a turning point for you.
Hell yeah. Nah, hell nah. Nah, it wasn't. Prison, that was the turning point. Sitting in this cell for motherfucking 5 years straight. That was the turning point, because I was meeting a lot of niggas that had religious beliefs, and they was older blood homies, and they was solid as fuck, you know what I'm saying? They was like, nigga, why you professing your love to the devil? You think that's some gangster shit? You can be a gangster and get with God, you know what I'm saying? They was telling me I was too intelligent, and I had my whole life ahead of myself, so I was committing myself to something that wasn't gonna lead to progress, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of understand it, but then I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I always felt doomed once I did it, my first satanic, anything with Satan, I felt doomed from that point on. So I never really felt like I could reconnect with Jesus, you know what I'm saying? So my whole life I've been running from it.
Now, are there people still in PDL that are into the devil worshiping? Is that still an active thing?
Yeah, I got a few homies that slide with the dark side.
And how do you feel when you interact with them?
I'm gonna love them for however they is. I'm gonna accept any homie for however he is. I just ain't accepting no snitches. If the homie come tell me he believe in Lucifer, I'm gonna get that nigga my hand shaking and embrace that nigga. If he tell me he believe in Jesus and that's his God and his divine light, then by all means, I'm embracing the same way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge none of my homies. We just gotta love each other and focus on each other. I be tired of niggas focusing on shit that's irrelevant to the homies. Niggas need to clean the internal beef of the lanes out, period. Let's stop worried about all these other hoods that's on the lane's dick. Let's just fix our own shit, because at once upon a time, we was the most dominant niggas in the SGV.
Now, do you ever feel tempted to go back to the dark side?
Man, I feel tempted every fucking day, and that's pathetic, nigga. I tell my wife all the time, and she tell me I'm pathetic. Like, nigga, you sound like a dumb nigga. Because, okay, if I'm hungry, and I don't mean for no provisions, I mean for some currency. And if a nigga got a bundle of it, and I feel like, you know, I want to get it, and I want to get it the easiest way possible to me, then I might say a satanic prayer. You know, like, blessings to this robbery. May I succeed in getting everything I need from this nigga. Because you can't ask Jesus this shit, you know what I'm saying? But Jesus wants you to protect yourself and love.
All right, so you see what he's saying here? Like, you know, it makes a lot of sense, right? It makes so much sense. You know, you can't pray to God. You know, because a lot of these rappers out here, especially a lot of these gangster rappers out here, they always say that God's on my side. You know, God bless me before I do this. God bless me before I do that. Why would God bless you before you go out and kill somebody? Why would God bless you before you go out and rob somebody? You know, or deal drugs or do something, you know, evil? Why would, you know, it doesn't make any sense. So you're praying to somebody if you live that gangster lifestyle. You're just not praying to who you think you're praying to. You know, you're praying to the father of all lies, you know, if you believe in that sort of thing. But some type of, you know, malevolent entity is coming to get you. You know, it's. I mean, I'm trying to. It's a shame that, like, you know, a video like this is necessary to wake people up. You know, even I feel like a dunce. You know, it's like, of course, that makes sense. Of course, you know.
Yourself too, and I don't want niggas to think I'm pushing the satanic shit, because I'm not. I'm not telling no homies to push that, but I'm just telling you, like, if you go out to rob a nigga, if you wake up today and say you finna go rob a nigga, you demonic as a motherfucker. You got demonic thoughts too, you know what I'm saying? If you say today I'm finna go kill a crab, you finna go kill a nigga's son or kill somebody, you know what I'm saying? That means something to somebody. But what's gonna stop you though? Nothing. It's not gonna be Jesus. He ain't gonna come down and stop you. They play a divine game of chess with us, and Satan ain't gonna intervene either. But I don't worship Satan no more.
Mm,
Seen a lot of shit.
there you go. I mean, it's that simple. The video's only 7 minutes long, but I don't know if there's an extended version out there. But he said what he had to say. You don't have to hear much more than that. Um, I remember when I was younger, I saw a. I actually said that I was going to talk about this at some point, right? I saw a movie called Tales from the Hood, and back then I was ignorant. I saw like a lot of gangster movies, like a lot of black gangster movies, and I used to think that that lifestyle was so cool, and you get all these money, you get all these women, um, you got all these cars and sneakers and all these other things. And now, obviously, a majority of those gangsters would die in the end, but I still thought that that lifestyle was cool. And that wasn't until I saw a movie called Tales from the Hood, and this is a anthology film, if I'm not mistaken, and a whole bunch of different sequences in the film. It was an overlapping plot, just like what was it? Tales from Hell was based on something else. It's gonna come back to me. Just like the original version. Uh, it's gonna come back to me. It's gonna come back to me. But Tales from the Crypt. That's what it was called. Tales from the Crypt. Now I remember. So Tales from the Hell was actually based on the old movie called Tales from the Crypt, if I'm not mistaken. And there was an overlapping plot in Tales from the Hood uh, that pretty much circled around these guys who were, I don't know if they're trying to rob the guy at the funeral home or rob the church. It was something like that. They were trying to do something, malevolent when they went to that church or that funeral home. And then the guy who was there, took him down to the basement or took him to where he was hiding whatever they were looking for. And he pretty much told them stories as he was, walking them through it. It's like in the original Tales from the Crypt movie when each one of these people goes down. I don't know who they talk to. I think they talk to the crypt keeper, if I'm not mistaken. It's just like I'm really have to think about all this, guys. And each one had to talk about how they got there because they didn't know how they got there, if I'm not mistaken. But in the Tales from the Hood movies, which is what I want to focus on, I'm gonna go off and talk about horror movies because I'll, make this like a 30-minute, 40-minute video. But yeah, in the film, there's a lot of different themes, but the one that sticks out the most is how black on black crime is not, cool. It's not glorifying or glorious. It's not. That's not even profitable. It's satanic. It's evil. It's from the depths of hell, literally. And just the music they played when one of these gang members or one of these people affiliated with one of these crews went out to kill somebody else. They played this really evil satanic music as this was going down, and then they mixed up some rap music as well, just to keep things like I guess consistent. And it was just something so terrifying about seeing this black on black crime or this ethnic genocide, which is essentially what was going on, being shown with all this satanic evil imagery. And at first, I thought they were doing this just because it was a horror movie and they were trying to scare you. But the real reason why they were doing it is because that's essentially what you're performing or what you're doing when you go down the path of a quote unquote gangster or quote unquote, real inward. So that, like I said, it scared the crap out of me because usually horror movies have, uh, well, ethnically speaking, they're usually like white, Asian. Um, I haven't seen like a lot of Hispanic horror movies, at least back then. But before I saw that movie, usually all the horror movies I've seen were usually Caucasian, or a majority of the cast were Caucasian. So when I saw that movie and I saw how it was able to show off that type of supernatural imagery with what I saw on like a daily basis, As far as like the movies I watched and what some of my friends were into, I'm not gonna name any names, just like this guy. What I saw in my school, what was going down, it scared the crap out of me. It scared the crap out of me. Scared me to death. Scared me to death. And then like watching these guys die like this and then end up in hell, it was even worse because you live your life like this, you die, and then you have to suffer for all eternity. For what? For a gold chain, for a pair of sneakers, for some money, for a girl. It's oh man, I should make a a video talking about my first time watching Tales from the Hood and how much it scared me. Some of the visual effects didn't age very well, but it's still a classic. It still scared the crap out of me as a kid, and scared the crap out of me as a kid. And it's just a frightening film, frightening film for more weight or more reasons than one. So it may not be scary anymore as far as like like I said, the visuals, but the storytelling, the plot, the characters, how everything ends, um, all the themes and how they all come together. And that film was for like I said, they made that film for the black community. They definitely made that film for or the black Hispanic, Asian community. Anyone going through any type of struggle as far as dealing with gangs or like violence in their community over stupid stuff like territory and drugs or beef or whatever. They made that film for us, you know. But anyone of any ethnicity can watch the film and get something out of it. But yeah, um, this gang member here was explaining, how he would do these rituals before he would do something evil because he knew that Jesus or God wasn't going to help him, so he had to choose the other guy. And it's a shame because what a lot of these gang leaders or gang members do is they try to make going the right path or going down the right path like an act of cowardice. Like you're a coward if you don't like pick up this gun, wear this flag and go out and light somebody up. You're a coward if you don't jump somebody or beat somebody to death for just looking at you the wrong way. You're a coward if someone who's a part of another neighborhood or from another neighborhood comes on your block or talks to some girl that you want to talk to and you don't like kill him or something, or you don't do what your shot caller or your gang leader tells you to do. If you don't do any of that, you're a coward. If you're not affiliated with us or you don't join us, you're a coward because you're afraid to get jumped in. You're afraid to kill. You're afraid to, you know, sell drugs on the block. You're afraid to all that stuff. You're a coward. You're a square. You're a nerd. And that's one of the number one reasons why a lot of people join gangs. They're doing it because they want to show how tough they are. They want to show they're not afraid of anything. Some of them, is different, like sex or different, um, I guess, paths that draw people to gangs. But one of the biggest ones is they don't want to be labeled a coward. They don't want to be labeled as like a square or a nerd. Some of them do it because they didn't have like fathers growing up, so they need like a strong male figure to show them how to be a man, and they usually get that from a gang. Some of them do it because they're bored. I know it's hard to believe, but some of them do it because they're bored. Others do it because they're greedy. They don't want to work for a living, so they think that if they join this gang and start robbing people, that they'll be able to build an empire. Some of them just get addicted to life. A lot of gang leaders say that they were so used to that adrenaline rush of robbing somebody or that adrenaline rush of killing somebody that they couldn't stop themselves. So there's a lot of different reasons, but it all revolves around Satan or some type of evil, entity in some way, shape, or form. So this video is enough for you. There are hundreds of videos out there. I might react to another one if I have time, but you know, choose the right path, guys. Even if you don't believe in God or the devil, just understand that going down the path of a gangster, it's not the right one. It's well, I'm speaking from my point of view. From my point of view, it's not the right path, but you guys obviously have your own opinions. I've met a lot of gang members in my time. They're actually normal people. Like, at least the ones I've met. Not all of them. Some of them were psychopaths. They're normal people. They just decided that being in gang was for them. Um, you know, that's their choice. They made that choice. Like, I have to like leave that situation to them. But yeah, like I personally just wouldn't recommend it. If you could be anything else. And a lot of these gangsters don't realize how bad of a choice they've made. So again, as he said, they get locked up. That's when they realize, oh man, this is probably not the right place I want to be. Or not the path I wanted to go down. But at that point, you're already locked up. You got a record now, so it's gonna be hard to get a job unless you choose another form of employment, and then or they end up dead, or worse, in a wheelchair or something. Something horrible has to happen for them to realize that they've made the wrong choice in life, and then they end up having to, they make this huge turnaround. So now they want to be a positive member of the community, and they want to write books and teach people and all these other things. But unfortunately, because they live that life, even if they choose the right path afterwards, that life is going to come out to get them. And we've seen that happen a lot recently. I'm not going to name no names, but you guys all know what I'm talking about, or know a few of the people I'm talking about. And it's a shame because if they had not made that first choice, that first bad choice, things could have been completely different. They could have been living a whole new different life, or a whole nother life. But it is what it is. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. If anyone is in the gang and you want to like share your story in the comment section, I encourage you to do that. Just be respectful. Um, you're gonna deal with like a lot of trolls in the comment section, but that's with anything. Um, I really appreciate it. If anyone else just wants to, like, even if you're not in the gang, you just have an opinion or you just have something you want to say, please, by all means, share it. Um, like I say, be respectful. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and end it here, guys. That's it. See you guys on the next one. All right, peace.